Today on What's Next.
It's our lifestyle and our environment that really dictate how long we live.
My mind is still young. I still compete. It's want to be an inspiration for most senior people.
Movement longevity is very much linked into connecting, tuning into, and feeling the sensory side of our feet.
Hello and welcome into a brand new episode of Growing Boulder's What's Next. You know, just by joining us today, you've already taken the first step to a bolder future. This is the show that provides the inspiration and the relatable examples to help you lead a happier, healthier life by doing the things you love with the people you love, no matter your age. You know, it's never too late or too early to make simple changes to your lifestyle that can pay huge dividends down the road. Take a look at this. Life expectancy at the age of 50 for a woman with an unhealthy lifestyle is 79, and for men it's 75. But for those with a healthy lifestyle at the age of 50, life expectancy jumps up to 93 for a woman and 87 for a man. That's an additional 14 years for women and 12 years for men. I recently spoke with longevity expert Maddy Dychtwald on this very topic, specifically lifestyle changes that women can make for a better future. Maddy is the co-founder of the renowned think tank AgeWave, and she's the author of Ageless Aging, A Woman's Guide to Increasing Health Span, Brain Span, and Lifespan.
I wanted to be able to come up with a way that these women, us women, could really live better longer. I talked to more than 100 experts, scientists, researchers, physicians. Everyone seemed to agree that while it used to be all about our genetic package that sort of indicated how long we'd live and how well we'd live, that's not the case anymore. Science has really begun to show us that it's our lifestyle and our environment that really dictated by almost 90%. Now, that puts the control directly in the hands of women. Most of the books out there on longevity, they were written by men. So I felt like I had to change that narrative.
From your research, Maddy, what kind of powers do we get? What things can we gain as we get older?
Our resilience really gets so much stronger as we live longer. There's also this idea that we accumulate a certain amount of experience and maybe even for some of us, some wisdom. And that's a pretty great thing, that we can be like the wise elders to the younger generation and create some more intergenerational relationships that, you know, we can give information and experience to them and they can help us with the tech and other things like that. The other thing that I found truly amazing from our studies, and it was backed up by Stanford, is that as you begin to hit 50, 60, 70 and beyond, your levels of happiness and life satisfaction and contentment, they actually grow. Now, that's interesting. At the same time, and I kind of hinted at this before, our levels of anxiety actually get lower. Now, that's really good news.
What have you learned about life in general that you'd like to share with the rest of us? What's the key to a happy, healthy life?
Our attitudes and our expectations make a huge difference in how we approach our lives and how we feel about our lives. And, you know, change is hard. Making changes is one of the hardest things I see anyone do. But what I learned from my book is, in talking to experts who are way smarter about this than me, is that it takes about 90 days to change a habit. And if you really want to make some changes, just create some new habits.
Maddy's book is one of the most researched out there on aging in general, and certainly on aging for women. And I think the beauty of the book, the power of the book, is that she translates that research into simple and actionable steps that anybody can take to improve their diet, their fitness, their relationships, and their overall mental and physical health. We've had the privilege of meeting and interviewing so many inspirational, bold women over the years here at Growing Bolder. But here are just a few examples that you can watch right now on our streaming platform, watch.growingbolder.com. 3 women, one in her 50s, another in her 70s, and a third in her 90s. Be sure to check out Jamison Thompson-Thomas, who we interviewed when she was in her late 50s in the midst of 2 major comebacks. She was bouncing back from a devastating car accident and finally feeling bold enough to pursue the passion of her youth and launch a new career as a full-time artist. And check out our story on Jacqueline Jones, who we interviewed when she was in her 70s. A beloved jazz singer, her life suddenly fell apart. She suffered a brain aneurysm, she had both knees replaced, and her son and her husband both died. Life will throw challenges at us all. She faced hers head on. And check out a woman we featured just last year who is the subject of a new documentary called Silver Linings. 90-year-old Janet Rushmere won 6 golds and broke 3 national records at the 2023 National Senior Games, and then told us, life begins at 80. I'm having a great time. I hope to live many more years. My advice to others is keep a positive attitude, be optimistic, stay active, and have lots of friends.
We have to take care of ourselves. Health's number one. Invest to your health.
Keep moving. You don't have to be a superstar, you just have to take it one day at a time.
Exercise is the key to good health. I firmly believe that.
It gives me focus in other parts of my life, teaches you to be still in the storms.
If I didn't do what I'm doing, I'd probably be in a wheelchair somewhere. And I'm not ready to give up.
It's not necessarily about trying to win a medal. It's about learning more about yourself and what you can do in the rest of life.
Welcome back to What's Next. Those are the words of inspiration and encouragement from senior athletes that we've met at the National Senior Games. We love this event, and not because of the results or the records that are set, but because these athletes from age 50 to over 100 are showing us a path to a healthier and a happier life. Just by finding a sport and competing with friends, you're winning, regardless of the score sheet. And you know, this is even true for the elite athletes like former Olympian Lily Yip. Table tennis perfectly encapsulates the soul of the National Senior Games. It's wildly fun. It engages people socially, it activates the mind, it takes physical skill, yet it is accessible to athletes of all ages and all abilities. It reminds us of our youth, rallying back and forth in our parents' garage for bragging rights over family and friends. It's a game for everyone, but of all the senior table tennis players in the world, none loom quite as large as Lily Yip. Yip started playing professionally at the age of 12 in her native China. This ping-pong prodigy would later move to the United States, and after becoming a citizen in 1991, she represented the U.S. at the 1992 and the 1996 Olympic Games. She would win 6 career medals at the Pan American Games and was inducted into the Table Tennis Hall of Fame in 2004. Now in her 60s, despite racking up plenty of medals over the past decade, Yip has embraced the National Senior Games as a chance to play for the love of the game. Are you still as excited to win as you used to be at this level?
Not too much. It's in our golden age, I just do it for fun, yeah.
How does it feel to be 60?
I feel still, my mind is still young. I still compete. Not only ping pong, also compete pickleball. It's want to be an inspiration for most senior people.
Yip isn't just inspiring people with her skills, she's sharing her secrets. After spending years as an Olympic coach, she opened the Lily Yip Table Tennis Center alongside her daughter in New Jersey, teaching players of all ages and skill levels to embrace the game. She brings her students over the age of 50 with her to the National Senior Games, where they enjoy the competition and see firsthand how playing organized sports can lead to happy and healthy aging. The culture that you grew up with, my impression at least, and I could be wrong, is that the Chinese culture has respect for older adults. Older adults are active. In the U.S., not so much, which is why I think all of what this is happening is important. What's your message to older people here in the U.S.?
In China, as I'm 60, like elder people gonna bow to me. Oh, you're the senior. They will show you so much respect. For our senior in America, put it individual. We have to take care of ourselves. Health's number one. Invest to your health. Gotta eat well, watch your diet, and listen to your body, do some exercise, but don't overdo it. Don't fall. When we reach the 60, have to be really careful, but look forward always. Even though I lost, I'm still smiling. I expect I'm going to lose. You carry the beginner, right? As the student, it's fine. Winning, losing doesn't matter for us. It just have a fun. Yeah, have a good time.
You've got a big, beautiful smile.
Oh, thank you.
What makes you smile the most?
Winning, of course, and healthy. Actually, you feel good, you don't feel sick. That's the most important thing. Makes me smile.
Give me 5. Way to go.
Thank you.
Lily says that it isn't about winning anymore, but she does admit that she still hates to lose. You know, one of the great things about table tennis is that it's a social sport that really anybody can enjoy in their basement or garage. Lily told us that now that she's in her 60s, like almost every other racket sport player, she's intrigued with pickleball and says it's good training for table tennis.
Your feet is your body's foundation to movement. So regardless of your age, you can 100% benefit from connecting, building an awareness, building the strength to your feet, and building the recovery.
Welcome back to What's Next as we celebrate the chance that each of us has every single day to take one small step towards a happier and a healthier future. Maintaining mobility as we age is critically important to our quality of life, and that's exactly why we interviewed Dr. Emily Splichal. She's a functional podiatrist and a world-renowned thought leader in the field of movement longevity. She's the author of Barefoot Strong and the CEO and founder of Naboso Technology, which is an innovative company whose products actually can improve movement, performance, and recovery through sensory therapy. As we learn, the key to our health does begin with our feet.
Taking our shoes off, stimulating the nerves in the bottom of the feet is a really powerful way to access the brain. Our foot is designed to read each step that we take, to adjust to the ground and the surface that we're walking on. And in fact, that's actually what controls our movement. So the more that we feel the ground, the better our movement, the better our balance. Movement longevity is very much linked into connecting, tuning into, and feeling the sensory side of our feet.
Dr. Emily, you understand the science behind movement longevity better than most. I mean, you designed, created, and patented the first ever commercial mechanoception material that supports our foot health. Can you explain what mechanoception is and how this material actually works?
So mechanoception, we'll just call this touch. So they are touch nerves that are found in the palm of the hand and the bottom of the feet. And touch nerves, mechanoceptors, are an important part of how we maintain balance, how we read the ground, how we understand how to absorb impact forces. So it's really the basis of balance and movement is the stimulation of the nerves, the touch nerves in the bottom of the feet. Now, one of those nerves happens to be sensitive to texture or 2-point discrimination, which is really Braille, or the best analogy would be Braille. So when your finger reads Braille, you are stimulating this very specific nerve, and that same nerve is what we stimulate with the Naboso products. And I'll show you that material. So you can see there's tiny little pyramids on the material, and in fact, on all of our products, those tiny little pyramids are mechanoceptive touch, texture, 2-point discrimination. So the texture that we use is very specific. And that's where we get actually profound responses in people feeling their feet, balance, movement. As we age, the sensitivity of our nervous system starts to decrease. The quickness of our nervous system starts to decrease. We've had 60 plus years in shoes, so we are just very disconnected from our foot awareness. So those individuals will notice and say, oh, wow, when I actually connect to my feet, I have this new awareness to my posture. I feel more confident with every step that I'm taking. If you want to move well for a long time, first step, feel your feet.
You know, I think until we begin to grow older, we all take for granted what are referred to as ADLs. That's activities of daily living, which, you know, include the obvious things, the necessary things, walking and eating, dressing, showering, going to the bathroom, getting in and out of bed. How important is it, Dr. Emily, to act now so that these ADLs don't become difficult, if not impossible, for us as we age?
We need to bring a barefoot stimulation even in our home. A lot of people will wear shoes in their home, and unfortunately, a lot of those shoes have a high stack, so there's a lot of undersole, and then there's a lot of cushion. So there are things that are elevating your center of mass and then absorbing the perception, which is the cushion. So if we took away all of that stack and that cushion and became more sensorially stimulated, for me, I'm thinking of our socks because one, there's grip, so you won't slip and fall in your home. But then as you walk around, you're going to get the textured stimulation so you can feel your feet. And one of the greatest contributors to falls in a home is a lack of awareness of your feet and the movement and the ground and how you're moving. Even if it is literally from the bedroom to the bathroom, you have to feel your feet.
We've done many stories on older athletes, senior games competitors. Your products have been used to this point by dozens of professional sports teams, world-class athletes, and Olympians. Is there application for your products with older athletes who could benefit maybe the same way?
Your feet is your body's foundation to movement. So regardless of your age, you can 100% benefit from connecting, building an awareness, building the strength to your feet, and building the recovery. And that's what I want people to think about with my name, is that I advocate foot awareness, foot strength, and foot recovery. And then the Naboso products essentially are a conduit or a product that helps along that journey of building awareness, increasing foot strength, and making foot recovery easy and achievable.
It really was an eye-opening conversation with Dr. Emily, and I think it's an important reminder that a step toward a brighter future actually does begin with our feet. Growing Boulder is proud to partner with Naboso and offer all of our followers a 20% discount off their products to help you on your path to movement longevity. All you need to do is visit naboso.com/Boulder and use the code Boulder to receive your discount. All right, speaking of movement, our bold social clip of the week is an amazing demonstration of hand, eye, and foot coordination. An older gentleman who only needs a ball and a wall to get his workout in and to amaze anybody who happens to pass by. Welcome back to What's Next. Are you following us on our social platforms? We are just about everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and even streaming our content for free at watch.growingboulder.com. Be sure to follow us and join in our conversations like this one, where we ask our Facebook followers, who is someone who motivates you to make the rest of your life the best of your life? There was an outpouring of love and family as many people were quick to respond that their spouse is their source for motivation, while many others tagged their kids or grandkids in their comments. And finally, Marilyn shared the story of her friend Tad, who has MS, is a widow, has had a stroke and falls that have broken bones and led to surgeries. And all the while, Tad never complains. She always thinks of others. She volunteers at her church, and she is, quote, a whirling dervish of positives that inspires her to keep going and not give up. The key to happy and healthy longevity is the ability to continue growing and adapting and reinventing. It's an ability that we all have but don't all use. Is that because we don't know that we have it, or we're afraid to use it? And really, that's why we're here. We want to be the voice that reminds you of your abilities and the opportunities, the voice that tells you to lean into life and not withdraw, to go for it. We'll see you next time.